everybody. Hi, welcome to
Hi.
Chatting with the Stars. Hi, I'm Sandy Rueve, along with,
I'm Susan Gidel. Nice to see you.
we have started Chatting with the Stars years ago and almost more than a decade ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have been through different platforms and such, but here we are, still alive and ready to go. We're going to talk about August, um, and if you'll get a chance to download the cheat sheet, which gives you the opportunity to kind of follow along with this, because we in the cheat sheet tell you about the day and the aspect that's going on, the degrees it's at, what zodiac sign it's in. So it's a great teaching tool. And then there's an area where Sandy says a comment. And then there's an area where Susan says a comment. But here in this recording, we elaborate a little bit more fully. And that's why you might want to have your cheat sheet. There is a $5 kind of donation that we ask for our appearance here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what's up? How's July been for you, Susan?
Well, not too bad. The garden's growing. I've got lots of basil, a few tomatoes. We picked a couple jalapeno peppers.
Yeah, life is sustainable over at your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, a lot of new changes. But the world is going through. I mean, we do get our news from multiple areas, and we are seeing that there is a lot of newsworthy. Every time you pick up the phone or something, there's always something new coming in, right? There's just it's very chaotic, very action oriented, and we knew that.
Yeah, we did know that. We've known it for a long time coming.
Yeah, July
didn't make it behave any differently.
Yeah, people are talking about, the other astrologers are talking about the Barbeau's basket, where all of these planets, the elders and the two superior planets, are making this configuration that looks like a basket, right? It's like come into sextiles and trines, where he made predictions long ago that there is going to be a massive change, a massive
a splendid relaunch of civilization.
Yeah, splendid. Yeah, because they're trines and sextiles.
Mm-hmm.
So bring it on, right? Let's clean this up. Okay, so we survived July, and going into August, we don't start our first aspect until August 6th.
I know. How about that?
Right? It's kind of like we have a whole almost week
of just like August. Chill.
It's like a calming start of the month of August, but it does catch up quick. And where I've considered it to be, particularly when we get into the second week, like August 10th, that week, where I just call it, things get a little bit more personal, right? Where July might have been, we were watching things from a distance, things were happening, maybe not in our backyard or in our family connection, right? But now things, I think, get a little bit more closer to home, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we begin
to see how that shakes out. Because like you say, that Barbeau basket is really societal. It's not personal.
Right. But where maybe
planets come in, then it hits us.
Right. So maybe these personal planets are asking us to do our part, right? Because we are part of the society and the civilization.
Yeah.
And civilization, civil. Civil. Right? Ization, right? Like civil congratulation, I hope. And plus, this is the month of eclipses.
Mhm.
So let's go. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Thursday, August 6th, we've got Venus. Woohoo! Venus moves into her home domicile place of Libra. And this is in the afternoon. And I said, standing ovation, Venus. You made it. She made it there through her last 3.5 weeks while she was in the sign of her fall, Virgo, right?
Mhm.
Where she was ignored. The word fall, it means ignored and downfallen. And now she has risen to her domicile where she has authority and is in control. So I'm interested to watch some clients of relationships are still are improving, if they're still standing. So if the relationships have gone through the cleansing, let's say, or the repair, wash and rinse, and they're still worthy of friendship, that these are going to improve.
Yeah. Well, like you, I think this is one of the more dramatic changes when planets change signs, when Venus goes from fall to rulership. Just boom. All of us, you're going, to, oh, wait, I'm in charge.
Right.
And it's like that. It's that fast. So my comment on the cheat sheet was that women's equality matters, get superior support. And maybe I was writing this in anticipation. I went to see Suffs last week downtown, the Broadway musical about the women's suffragette movement 100 years ago. And it was, it's very relevant today in terms of um, women's power, authority, um, ability to participate equally. And
Oh, I love that.
yeah, so go Venus.
Yeah, go Venus. It's just, and again, you look at Venus as a financial,
Yeah.
and I look at it more as a relationship, connecting. Copper. Venus rules copper, and having
Mhm.
it, the conduit, if you will.
Mhm.
Same day. The Sun in Leo. Again, Sun loves being in Leo. It's his domicile place. Is making a trine to Saturn, and we have to remember that Saturn went retrograde just recently. So Saturn is retrograde place in Aries. So this means that anytime we get a trine with the sun, it means that planet is turned. It just turned. It either went retrograde or came out of its retrograde and is going direct. So this is heading backwards. And you know, to me, this is lovely because here we got the sun ruling Leo, but
Yeah.
is making a trine to a place of his exaltation. Saturn just happens to be in Aries, and
Mhm.
the sun is exalted in Aries. So I just really like this is lovely. I think it's steady accomplishment. It's like staying in control as your plan begins. Check in with your progress. And I know a lot of people right now, and a lot of clients, and a lot of even personal friends that are going through new accomplishments, right? They've got some new plans on their docket to attend to. And I think that by December 1st, we're going to get the next trine to Saturn. And I think that's a good time to check on your progress. Are you doing okay? And that's December 1st. And it sounds
Yeah.
like it's far away, but
Oh my God, no.
right,
Only
we're
4 months.
more than halfway done with the year, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. And, I like the sun trine Saturn too, because, the sun stands for us as individuals, and trining Saturn, it gives strength to our accomplishments and our abilities, to be strong in the world, particularly with the sun in Leo, and Saturn in Aries, where the sun is exalted. So really a good time to really kick it up a notch and say, no, let's do this. Be strong, move forward.
and if we think about it, we know as astrologers that the sun making a trine to Saturn the last time before that, the time before that, the time before that, right? There was not this reception, right? Because Saturn was in Pisces, right? And the sun has no relevance. There's no super ability that the sun has in Pisces. And then the sun was in Aquarius, right? Where the sun doesn't have. So as you take the Saturn backwards, this is the first time that this trine of the two of them really does give that, what you called that, like, you know, that ability, that authority to have that, you know, hey, I am accomplishing. I really like this. And I think that's why we both like it even more, is because it's one supports the other.
And I'm a Capricorn. And you're a Leo.
And I'm a Leo rising. Yeah. All right. Sunday the 9th, we have Mercury moving into the next sign of Leo. You know, this is kind of Leo season. But what's interesting is I call this getting to learn new fun. Hey, the thinking planet, Mercury, the thinking planet finally has come out of this Cancer area where he was there for 2 months. Because he had retrograded there in his entirety of his retrogression, from 16 to 26 and 26 back to 16, and then finally comes out. So it's like, after all that TLC that Mercury, the thinking planet, was doing in the house, in the sign of Cancerian care needs, TLC, it's now ready for a bit of fun. And let's just go back here, that Mercury was in Cancer from June 2nd to August 9th. So it's more than two months. And that's rare for one planet to be, well, Mercury to be in that sign for that long. It's usually not.
See, and I think Mercury moving into Leo is like, okay, time to be bold. Say it. Say it out loud with conviction.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Down. Kind of like, yeah. And of course, I'm looking at Leo for a little bit of like, kick up your heels and have a little fun, right?
I'm a little more. I'm more a little.
Big shtick kind of thing. Now we go into the next week, and this is where I think things turn a little bit more personal. Monday, and there's 7, well, actually 8 aspects going on starting Monday and finishes on Wednesday. And we can throw the chart up here, but maybe we want to wait here for a second. I don't care if you put this up now, Alex, or not. Let's get to this. So Monday the 10th, we have Venus. Remember, she's in Libra. She's in a good authoritative figure of trying to be, equal, balanced in relationships. And she's making the trine to the Pluto retrograde. So, I have like share something, because it's air, right? Share, and then trust. The trine makes an agreement a little easier to work out. So you both get to state your case and then agree to move forward in the truth, right? But I do think this could be a great for agreements.
And Venus and Pluto, to me, are always bring the potential for big money. And I think particularly so when it's in an easy trine like this. And then when we're looking at this chart, it's also a grand trine. Venus is coming into a grand trine with Pluto and Uranus as part of the bigger outer planet connections that are getting this personal touch these 3 days that you have been talking about. And so that's like, when you see Venus in a grand trine with Pluto in the 3rd there and Uranus over there in the 7th, Venus in the 11th, that could be like really sudden big money. And in a trine, it could be really good money. The bad part of that is that Venus is opposite Neptune in the 5th. And that is always worrisome to me because Neptune is about dissolving. Venus is about money. And so, okay, when you take that into account, then maybe it's surprisingly large losses.
In that opposition with Venus in the 11th and the we see Venus at 5 here and opposing Neptune at 4. This is kind of like, I'm not so sure. Cause something's kind of telling, I'm feeling off about something. And this just makes me think that we just need another day. We just need another, a pause here. And to stay in a trust. Remember, I talked about trust earlier in the day, share something and then trust, and then having an agreement, moving with the truth. And then this is like, wait a day to commit, wait a day to test this out, because it just seems like that Neptune is kind of like you said, not so sure, kind of confused.
Neptune's strong suit, kind of confused.
And then we go to Tuesday, the 11th, and we can stay here on this chart. We see in the 8th house that Mars, the red planet, Mars has just moved into 0 degrees of Cancer. And so we know that this is, when Mars moves into any of the cardinal signs, this is at a cardinal point. And so that this is like stand with family, or at least your personal family values. Right? This is, Mars is in fall here, right? Because he's exalted in Capricorn. And so fall in Cancer, retreat only to recoup your protective shield, like stand, march, or fight for them, or decide to work independently. Mars, because he's in fall here, is probably not really easy going to work with a large group.
Well, and just not strong in general. Just not. But good for, I like Mars in Cancer for, this is when you take action, Mars, in caring and comforting ways, Cancer.
Yeah, that's why I said stand with your family, or at least your family values, right? And then the same day, the 11th, we've got Mercury. Now we can look at Mercury at the top of the chart. Mercury that looks like it's got the little antennas that I was learning astrology with, is now making that opposition to Pluto in the 3rd house. And so this is really like watch, twisting arms. I call this actually the blue period of Picasso's period, where things were like a little bit diverse way of thinking, right? So like pushing the limits of creative expression, which is why I wrote, the Picasso signature, right? Because it's like, it's an opposition with Pluto. It's like kind of can be intense thought.
Yeah, and particularly from other people, because it's coming across the chart to Mercury. So I'm like, just be prepared for this day on the 11th to get some pushback from powerful people potentially on your bright, bold ideas that you've piped up about, since Mercury is in Leo. Be prepared to defend them.
Yeah. And, I also said, watch having your arm twisted, or watch, you twisting other people's arms to make them understand your way or your perception, because your way needs more work. Their way needs more work. There just needs to be maybe a clean slate and start over again, kind of thing. Then we also then look at Mercury. We're still at Mercury up there at the top in the 9th, making a trine to Neptune. right? Because the two planets that are in Aries, we see that Saturn and Neptune, all these Leo planets are coming along and making these trines to the Aries planets. And this is like fun and intuitive, right? It's a great for a TED talk or an open mic night, right? Where you get to blend your imagination, your imaginative storylines, and possibly, like you said, loud and funny and witty, right?
And for sure, with Mercury trine Neptune, all sorts of creative, imaginative ideas could come in. And if you are inclined to any kind of creativity, um, really, it might be a nice day to take off and focus on it. Get yourself someplace where you feel very creative, and let the words flow, or let the paintbrush go where it wants to. Um, Whatever is your cup of tea in terms of creativity, this would be a great day to lean into that.
Mm-hmm. Especially because Mercury is moving toward Jupiter, right? So there is this like abundant expression about like something anticipating. Then still staying on this chart. Wait, let's check out Venus is now making a trine to Uranus. So let's go to Venus in the 11th. And she's making that trine to Uranus over there in the 7th. So unexpected joy, right? I just feel like this is air. This is happy dance. There's an overexcitement. It's not, but it's not a time to make a love promise because you probably can't keep it. So just have fun, go. It's whimmy, like on a whim. It's
for sure
spontaneous expectations. You don't know what to expect. It might be way more fun than you think.
And I just go back to, my opening thing about this grand trine, surprising money. But still, Venus is still opposite Neptune. So that whole formation with Venus is in effect really for a few days either side of these, for that surprising money that has the potential to disappear.
And then the whole reason we're on this chart, because this happens on Wednesday, the 12th at 12:37 a.m. So I'll be asleep, or will I? Because we see at the very top of the chart in the 10th house, we've got the sun and the moon at 20 degrees of Leo. We do know that this is a solar eclipse. The sun and the moon are together. So therefore, the sun gets, the sun is eclipsed by the moon. And we know it's a solar eclipse. It's a total solar eclipse because we see the south node there at 29 of Leo. So anytime the nodes are near the illumination, whether it's a new moon or a full moon, and the nodes are nearby within 18.5 degrees, so we got ourselves an eclipse, and here we are. Now, we're not going to see that in Chicago nor in Cincinnati, where I'm not at right now, but it'll be faint in the northeast.
But if you're in Spain,
this is a
you'll see it.
Yeah, it's right there. And so it's a south node solar eclipse. So the south node is something about weakening. I'm a 20-degree Leo rising. So let's see, folks, how this occurs, right? This will be very interesting for me. But I don't happen to have Bernadette Brady's book with me. I didn't pack it. But I do
I've got it.
Follow. Yeah. And if you want to read her Zero cycle interpretation of this particular,
it says this Zero series concerns itself with breaking out of a very negative situation where no hope can be seen to a more positive space containing many options. A worry that may have been affecting a person will suddenly clear. The solution is shown by the cosmos and needs to be taken up without too much delay.
So I know several people that will be, subject to this solar eclipse. And so, yeah, it does say that the cosmos will show you, the universe will show you, and you're to act quickly on the message that you are given. So I'm ready to, I'm in action.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
I used to play shortstop, which, you had to play a huge field when you played shortstop. So anyway,
And
I digress.
On top of the eclipse, just, a regular old new moon comment for me is intend to be more Leo-like, intend to roar like the lion and break out. So there's a lot of, for me, there's a lot of, with Mercury in Leo and the new moon in Leo, a lot of, okay, do it. Speak up for yourself. Move forward. Let's go.
And like we said earlier, the Jupiter's in Leo.
Yeah.
So, Jupiter, the fact that we're getting this solar eclipse, total solar eclipse in Leo with Jupiter being present. And, Jupiter is not under the beams of the sun here.
No.
Has finally come out of the beams in the sun. And now Jupiter is a morning star, right? We've been watching him in the evening all for this whole year. And now he's a morning star with Mercury. So this will be interesting to watch that. Maybe you get up early on that morning, and you won't see the moon, but you'll see Jupiter and Mercury prior to the sunrise.
Yep. I probably won't.
Okay. I just might. Well, I hope, it's another conversation, but, would this kind of correlate with the whole ending the daylight savings times? I will be very sad. I'm going to say personal, this hits me. I like the change in the time zones twice a year.
I wish if we're going to pick one, I'd rather pick standard time, not daylight savings time.
Yeah. And I like the difference in change. I like the keeping on our feet, and I like early morning sunrises and late night sunsets. If this passes, we in Cincinnati, Ohio, will get our sunrise at 9:01 a.m. It's way too late for me. I don't want to wake up at 9 a.m. I want to be up at 6. Anyway, I digress. Staying on this chart, we've got the Mercury is making the sextile to Uranus. Now, I really like this. I think this is a radical shift opportunity because this is with reception, happy to invent and whatever offer comes in, it grows because Uranus is in the sign of Gemini, right? So Mercury's looking at Uranus and says, hey, this is what I want you to do. Yeah. Right. This is what I want you to, maybe there's an investment here. There's a shift.
And interestingly that it's the same day as the eclipse, because for me, I'm still on this theme. Speak boldly about your new ideas with Uranus there. Really, a huge window closing, door opening kind of thing with this eclipse in terms of revelations of some sort?
And whether it's personal or it's, the mundane world, this is happening in the world.
Yeah.
Right. This is mundane in the world, in our society and in our government, in our world. I'm wondering if there is another negotiator that comes in that becomes more of a leader that people follow, because the sun in Leo with the moon in Leo and the south node in Leo and the Jupiter and Mercury in Leo, it's just like who is the leader here? Who is speaking boldly? It just makes me think that there's another negotiator that comes in. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
That could be.
When you look at astrology, you could have multiple interpretations, right?
Oh,
For sure. In the field.
Depending on what your point of view is.
So all of those 8 transits are happening within days of this solar eclipse.
Yeah. And there's one more the
So-
next day.
Yeah, let's go to that.
Mercury sextiling Venus. So, you know, on
Venus,
the day of the
yeah.
eclipse, they're both at 5 degrees already. It's just that
Yep.
it perfects
Did you
to.
freeze? Anyway, yeah, the Mercury making a sextile to Venus. Now, what I like about this is fun and social chatter. It's like join a group where your interests lie. The Mercury making the sextile is, Mercury and Venus don't go any further than this from each other. The sextile.
Mhm.
I actually had this in my natal chart, but the only other aspect they make is a conjunction. Right? They're never more than a sextile away, which is 60 degrees. So I like this. So yeah, I mean, if we want to stay here one more day, we got Saturday the 15th, and we got that Mercury coming to 10 degrees to the Jupiter. And I was like, wow, what is this about? It's like much ado about everything. Much ado about everything. So hold some of those horses, right? This galloping quickness of the fire sign of Leo is like, you got so much to say, so many thoughts. Woe Betsy on some of them.
Exactly. But big, bold statements to big audiences, for sure. Send out the email, do the creative reel that you've put together since Mercury had been trining Neptune. Send it out. Send it to as many people as you can imagine.
Take off your sweater if you get hot. Woohoo! I got really hot there talking about all that Leo energy or that solar eclipse hitting me. So maybe that's all I get a hot flash. Okay. Monday the 17th. Big day, another big day. We've got 3 transits here. We can take down the chart. Thank you, Alex. There was too many aspects to put in there. It would have been crazy to do. So thanks for looking at it the way we do. Monday the 17th, Mars is making a square to Neptune. This is low energy, low libido. I was like, how do you spell libido?
You did it right.
I don't really... makes sense that this is a Monday after such a busy week and a personal week that we just had. So yeah, you may feel weak today.
Yeah. And just chill. It's been the previous week was a big one. So chill, don't push yourself, take the day off if you can. Just.
Yeah. And then
that was it.
And then we got Mercury then coming in to make a trine to Saturn retrograde. And this is, of course, that makes sense. Agree to be either private or solo today. Like this is like not working in a group. It's like doing your own, maybe you're cleaning, or you're cleaning your closet and only you can do it. Right. It's like working by yourself today.
And really great and I think of these things because I'm a writer by trade. This is whenever Mercury is trining Saturn, it's a great time to do long-term planning, to do editing, where you have to be particular and you have the patience to do it. So off by yourself, like you said.
Yeah. Clean your files like I need to do in my computer. Same day, here comes Venus. So here comes Venus making a sextile to Jupiter. And these are the 2 benefics, right? So yay, this is queenly and generous. So it's kind of like walk as a Egyptian, walk as Cleopatra. It's like the Egyptian being of royalty. I mean, I'm doing a lot of Egyptian astrology right now, preparing for my retreat. And this just reminds me of, Venus really strong, making this beautiful connection to Jupiter in the royal sign of Leo.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite day, but it really is close.
And while you're taking the day off, doing your editing, cleaning your closet, remember to splurge on yourself a little bit. Venus sextile Jupiter is like, oh, I have a little extra money. I can do that.
Yeah. What about me? Right. Treat yourself
Yeah.
too. Yeah. It's like I wrote it, queenly generosity. Give to the queen yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Friday the 21st, I have my conflict. And I just really felt that of all the whole month, I was not going to go to one of the elders. I was going to stay closer to a personal, and it's just a really strong Venus making the opposition to Saturn retrograde, and Saturn's in fall in Aries. So I just wrote here, just see opposite sides. Go slow and watch for red flags or stoplights. Right? It doesn't say no. It just says, keep your eyes peeled.
Mhm. And see, this is where it's interesting between how we look at charts a different way. For you, it's a conflict day. For me, it's my favorite day.
I didn't know that.
Because Venus is opposite Saturn, so that's good for long-term financial decisions. But on top of that, there's a grand trine, and I have to look at the chart that I printed out to describe it. But so Venus is opposite Saturn. So Venus is the tip of the kite formation in this chart, between the grand trine with Saturn, Jupiter, and the moon. So the moon comes in on that same day to make a grand trine with Saturn and Jupiter, and then Venus is opposite Saturn for a kite. So my favorite day to make long-term financial investments, decisions, reviews, anything like that.
Okay. Yep. And you could still use, go slow, watch for the red flag. You could still use both of that in making your long-term investment.
Yeah.
Saturday the 22nd, the sun moves into Virgo. Happy back to school, people. I know I stole that from you, Susan.
That's okay.
You've trained me well. This is at 9:19 p.m. Central Time. What do you got since I stole your back
Well,
to school?
I just kept it. I said, new pencils, colors, notebooks. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
True. Let's go to the following week. We're winding down. This is Tuesday, the 25th. Now we have Mercury, who's moving fast. He moves into his home sign of Virgo at 6 o'clock in the morning. I like this. This is home again, jiggity jig. He's able to sort the beans, kind of with details. He can put the details where things need to go. It's be practical and critical.
Mm-hmm. And with your new pencils and pens from the day before, and notebooks, write down all the details. Mercury in Virgo loves a to-do list. And let's check things off. Okay, got it.
Nice. Now, Thursday, the 27th, I have as my Astro Interesting Day because we've got the Cazimi of the Sun and Mercury at, again, four. I've been doing fours again on my podcast. In Virgo, Mercury's home sign, and Mercury is direct. Mercury is not retrograde here. And this is around noon on Thursday, the 27th. It's like clear mind. It's not an empty, your mind is not empty, but it's organized. So plans take form with competent action steps.
And because the Cazimi, because the conjunction is at noon, the Cazimi is exceptionally long. It starts at and available. Starts at 5:03 in the morning that day and doesn't end until 7:06. So 14 hours while we're awake. So that entire day, the 27th of August with Sun conjunct Mercury is, a day of be aware that the aha ideas when Mercury is supercharged within the heart of the Sun are really available while you're awake. Pay attention. Write them down. Especially with Mercury and Virgo. Don't let them go.
Yeah, in the same day as a full moon, right? So we've got this moon just coming into this bright light, and the full moon is at 11:18 p.m. So, man, that is a strong visual. It's a partial lunar eclipse, so we will get a partial where the moon turns orange or red in color. But we have to think about the sun being in Virgo, opposing the moon in Pisces at 4. Again, 4. I don't have anything at 4 in my natal chart. Do you? I don't
think so. 3, 0s, so 3s, but not 4.
Yeah, but your 3 is getting close. I mean, it's within the range of the orb.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people that have a 4 in almost any sign is getting either the conjunction, the sextile, the square, the trine, or the opposition, because there's just too many planets in the 4s, right? There's like 5, maybe, and then the moon comes in occasionally to another 4 somewhere. This is the lunar eclipse. So to me, this is about revealing truths, show up and out. They don't just show up, they get expressed out. Because this full moon is making a square to Uranus. This is going to be seen all in the North America.
Oh yeah. And I'm interesting that you brought up Uranus, because when I was looking at this chart way back when, the Uranus that day with the full moon square, the Uranus is conjunct Chicago's ascendant.
5 Gemini?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It must be. It must be. Because it's 5 Gemini. I know that. So
okay.
Wow. So Chicago. And Chicago will see this.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're in the city or suburbs, there could be really something shocking that happens on this full moon eclipse at the end of August for the city. So, Uranus conjunct the ascendant is like changing identity. So,
is there anything getting proposed about Chicago's name change or district change, or are they trying to rename a building? It's like the Sears Tower is now going to be the La 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 Tower. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
You might have to take down your picture in the back that you just purchased, because we'll see. Folks.
Hopefully it's fun surprise change, not shocking, upsetting change.
Friday, the 28th, I do also have this as an extra interesting continuation, because that Mercury, very strong Mercury in Virgo, is making the square to Uranus in Gemini. So this again is very strong Gemini. Something about you can't believe it's true. Something like you have to understand this, even though it seems like it's like, huh? It's like a Scooby-Doo thing. Like, I don't understand it. But it's not a hoax, and it's not fake news. This is something that really is hard to believe it's true.
And, Mercury rules both those signs, the one it's in Virgo, as well as the one that Uranus is in Gemini. So to me, this is like, okay, you say something, it's a square. So you say something odd, out of character, and it just lands flat. It is just not received well at all because of the square.
Yeah. And same day. Yeah.
Yeah. The Sun square Uranus. Yeah.
Right. Because we just had the cazimi of them both. Mercury's moving faster. So Mercury makes that square to Uranus, and then the sun comes a little bit slower. A couple hours later, it makes that square to Uranus. And it seems like we're raw and challenged. It's a square. It's like, because it's the sun, right? It's like we are exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And is it the leader is exposed?
Mm-hmm.
Is the leader challenged because it's the sun? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
What do you
just in
think?
general, Sun squaring Uranus is about just expect the unexpected. Be able to shift at a moment's notice. Don't, don't get stuck. Be ready to go. Okay, got to go this way now. Okay, go.
Be on your toes.
Yes, be on your toes. That's a good way to say it.
Monday the 31st, it is the last aspect that's going on in the sky for August, and it's my favorite day. The Jupiter and is making a trine to Saturn retrograde, and so this is just these are the two superior planets. They don't come into a harmonious aspect very often, and we're going to be getting 3 of these. This just happens to be the first of 3. This is exactly at a 13 degrees from Leo, Jupiter Leo, to Saturn retrograde in Aries 13. And I said, prepare to take on the world. Really, to me, this is a go time. This is like action oriented, leaving on a jet plane. It is soon. I will be leaving on a jet plane direct to Cairo soon. And the first one is here, this August 31st. The next one is April 3rd, next spring. And then the final one is July 12th, just as both of these planets are leaving this Leo Aries position.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a long time.
Again, part of the societal change that with the Barbeau basket of this civilization, structural, happy. It's still in operation.
Yeah, and to think about, so this is the end of August, and the third pass is in mid-July next year. So that's nearly that. So really, this configuration is in effect for almost a full year of Jupiter trine Saturn. And for me, from a everyday kind of point of view, it's a really great time. Jupiter is about expansion and Saturn is about being responsible. And so you can expand your long-term goals in a responsible kind of way. And if this is, you got practically a whole year to pull that off. Start now.
I'm looking very much forward. Actually, it makes a yacht in my chart, which is probably why I'm super excited about this and maybe not so excited about the solar eclipse. But because it's my favorite day, it's like these two, like the expansion planet and the delay or withdrawn, or as you said, responsibility planet, are really trying to do both in in a harmonious way. Like we got to do something. It's fire. We got to take action. How can we grow and create stability at the same time?
Right.
I don't know if there's is this governmental change? Like, I don't know, right? I don't want to say.
It could be Saturn rules business and government.
And Jupiter is like, hey, the world we're expanding, and I mean, this is happening in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not just Northern America, as sometimes I think. I just focus sometimes on that. Like, this saying something about our world?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. But no, you're right. It's about all these transits that we talk about are about the entire world.
Woo! Okay. And then I'll be heading to Egypt, so I'll just be in my own little world on the Nile.
But only after you come to Chicago to go to UAC.
I do have to do the United Astrology Conference that probably about 2,400 other astrologers from around the world will be at. It is our chosen language that we speak, which does sound like a foreign language to anybody for the first time there.
It does.
Tickets are still available.
They are?
Yeah, I just had 2 people that I know are just signed up.
Okay.
Because sometimes people need to wait to see if that's going to work for them, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Are we peacing out? Anything
Yep.
else?
Oh, sounds good.
Okay, we're baby boomers. We just want peace. We want peace in our maturing years. As Susan matures and I follow shortly after.
Yes.
All right, everybody, enjoy,
All right.
and we'll be here next month for September.
All righty. Take care,
All right.
everybody.
Okay, Susan.